Hi everybody, welcome to our 20th annual Australian Budget Review. It's 20 years since we've been looking at what the federal budget and it comes out with each year and how it's going to impact you and the property markets and the economy generally. We look forward to presenting you with all the information, all the announcements and all the interpretation of what's coming along. Today, it's 20 years, which is hard to believe we've been doing it for that long. But it's certainly been interesting watching all the different governments, the different treasurers present over those years. And they've got Australia into one of the best positions of any country in the world right now. Let's get things going, but I have to start with our disclaimer. Just remember, this is just my interpretation of the announcements last night. It's all from credible source, but you still need to check with us if you want to do anything personally or act upon that. We'll help you with any personal advice and interpretation. As always, I like to start with a key agenda. What is the Treasurer pushing? And it's still in Australia raining money. Treasurer Chalmers delivered his second consecutive surplus budget this year, which is incredible when you think we've just come out of COVID, got heaps of government spending on, and they've been able to still deliver two surpluses in a row. What he is doing in this budget is basically doubling down on everything he did last year. There's not a great deal of change, so he's tackling cost of living as his main focus, but he's going after that with venom in a duplication fashion to what was last year. He's trying to prove how responsible he is as a treasurer, and that's important because there's a new election not too far away, and he wants to show that they've got the credentials. Labor always struggled with that. They never really had good financial management, but to be able to deliver two consecutive surpluses is a big thing for the Labor Party. And he's also chasing inflation. Inflation's been the nemesis of every government around the world for the last couple of years, and that's true in Australia as well. We've seen the result of interest rates pushing up, cost of living going up, so they're trying to combat inflation. Australia, to the main, has got it pretty much back in check. And the big initiative here is to go green. He wants Australia to lead the world in green technology, green improvement, green everything, and change into a renewable resource industry. And that's going to be a massive challenge. I'm not sure we're up for it, but we're going to certainly have a crack, and they're going to spend an enormous amount of money doing it. And we're looking to be transformational. We want to be the leader of that pack in mining, in energy, in everything. And not only do it in Australia, but the aspiration is to take it then to the world and say, we got it right for us, can we do it for you? And in this budget, unlike last year's, there is something for everyone. And I was very critical last year because literally the only people that got something last year was if you were on government benefits. But this year, I think they heard the feedback, they heard the pushback, and they've certainly gone and been more generous generally, and that's an interesting concept. And there's handouts there this year for almost everybody, and I think they are hoping that it's a bit of a distraction from some of the underlying problems in the economy and cheers people up and gets them back in favour. Labor has been losing ground in the popularity polls, and I think this budget is designed to try and bring them back into the spotlight and get them some favourability. And again, that election is not too far away. Sometime in the next 12 months, we'll be going back to the polls, and this government is determined to find a way back into office when that happens. My favourite quote of this year's budget was right at the end. They're realistic about the pressures people face now and optimistic about the future. And that's really where he wants to be. A foot in each camp, here now for you, there for your future, building a better Australia, building a better country, building a better world, and that's what Chalmers is all about in this budget. Let's have